Alright, welcome, this is Jensen Vars. In this episode we're going to play the second part of the one-shot of the Fate Core RPG game I've been playing on the universe of XCOM. In this occasion we have Emile Stolar, an electronics defenses engineer, Sarah Dalton, she's a genetist special agent, and Vittoria is supporting an encampment on somewhere south the UK where there are alien forces everywhere and we're trying to survive. As it happens in this game, to the hands of a child called Lisa, a little girl in the encampment, has been found with a very strange alien object or artifact that was emanating a buzzing sound that only Vittoria Croce, our telepathic psyker in the party, could detect. Apparently Lisa had been given this artifact called the Kryer Kubiqule, a small cube that's emanating an extra or supernatural force, seems to be tied to some of the aliens in a way. And all we know is that it's trying to communicate or go back to the aliens or find its way out. As it happened, the party followed the path that this cube was trying to take on its own, as if it were pushed on its own strength or force. It led to a dead alien and furthermore a dead human body, which is not part of the encampment where the party belongs to. So there were some discussions, some early investigations. We discarded some leads, we discarded some possible hypotheses. We even tried to trace back who this person is, but found nothing. So in the next step, the party decided to go out in the wild to figure out where did this cube originally want to go, which was somewhere north the encampment. Alright, so I fixed it. What we have in the plot and follow machine plot notes is, for the world aspects, there are alien everywhere. There is the XCOM forces somewhere in the world, and the wilderness is hazardous. There's some glowing trees and mysterious effect in the forest. Relevant actors, we've got the Advent troopers. They are scouting the area, probably looking for the cubicle. Joshua Ladder is the mayor of the encampment. I put them here. An XCOM soldier we might find, who knows. I put that for the cool factor. And Lisa the child, the little girl who found the cubicle in the first place. I think she's a relevant actor. Story troubles, we've got Advent troopers, the hazards in the wild, any supernatural events, and the cubicle itself. Those are potential story troubles we know of so far. Active threats, the purpose of the cubicle, and the murder mystery. So what happened, who killed this man, and who he is. So with that said, we are ready to get going. In the last episode, our characters were in the forest following the cubicle's path, and they encounter Advent troopers scouting the area. Vittoria Croce was having a struggling time keeping the cube at hand in control. She was stressing her willpower, and unfortunately one of the scouts stopped for a moment to see what's happening. So we have this tense moment where this Advent scout is just like, he felt he read something, and I think our characters are going to try to stay quiet and avoid any trouble. Let's see how is our stealth check. Who's our stealth lead? We've got Emile Solar with the stealth of 2. He's also the closest to the Advent, so the one who should be more careful. Anyways, let's go for it. Emile is gonna roll as the first stealth check of the session. That's a 0. So 2 minus 2, plus the 2 stealth Emile Stolar's got, and these guys have plus 3 notice. Things might be difficult. And they also rolled a 0, 3 against 2. They are winning, so this guy is like, what was that? And like in alien language, only Vittoria Croce is capable of understanding that. He's making a humming noise. Thinking if Emil Stolar could save this role with any of his aspects. He's haunted by heavy memories. Vittoria shields me from psychers. That natural understanding of strategy. By spending a fate point, I think I have a natural understanding of strategy. Emil Stolar's gonna come with the idea of like pushing some rock to the side and trying to make a distracting move, push himself back into the next rock without being noticed. Spending a fate point to be able to do that, and that takes my roll to 4 versus 3, which makes him win. So Emil Stolar is capable to like throw a rock on this side, which catches the attention of the Advent Scout for a moment, and Emil Stolar manages to push himself to the right side. The Scout is looking here and there, and eventually the other two come back and they make some noise like yeah, some alien language, calling for this Scout to move on with them. The question is if they say anything, because if they say anything, I wonder if Vittoria could manage to listen and understand what they're talking about. I'm gonna guess they do talk about something, so it's all about Vittoria trying to make sense of what they do. Vittoria's got a notice of +3. I'm gonna put a challenging difficulty of 4 for Vittoria to try to identify what they are talking about. That's 0 in total. Vittoria's got a notice of 3. That's a success at a minor cost. So as Vittoria tries to get close and understand what they're saying, unfortunately, this guy is gonna turn around and ask who the hell is there, complicating everything. I don't want to spend Vittoria's last fate point, so I'm gonna take that cost, and this is gonna be unfortunately bad. Before we get into the bad thing, we want to wonder, since she succeeded, what they were saying. I'm gonna get Game Unfolding Machine for a plot discovery. I think we've earned it. So, plot discovery earned. D20. An 18. 18 stands for an enemy often used routes a daily schedule. If you remember on the first session, the Kubiqule had a map pointing like route-like markings on its surface, and this Advent Trooper seemed to be mentioning something about the right route, the right path to follow, that they should not be distracted by anything less important. That's what they were saying before Vittoria smashed a small rock with her feet and called the Scout's attention. That's a discovery that reinforces the fact that there's something in this Kubiqule that everybody is trying to make sense of, even the alien themselves. Good. What are they gonna do? We've got the disadvantage here. He listened to something. I think Emil Stolar's gonna have the chance to place an advantage against these people, and he's gonna have the drop on them, on this Advent. I'm gonna let... So placing an advantage is a fate action that allows a character to prepare for something, and since the characters are ready for this, I'm allowing Emil Stolar to set up some drop advantage on the Scout. The challenge is gonna be 3. and he's gonna place or be ready for a drop attack. That's a terrible roll. Gonna spend another fate point to reroll this crappy result. Fate point because he's a strategist, he should have this drop. I hope for... Oh, that's much better thing. That's a success with style. I'm gonna let these guys have the drop. They deserve it. The drop. And it's got, since I succeeded with the boost, I get 2 uses for free. For free means I can use this advantage without spending any fate points at all, and that's usually a good thing. So making the drop advantage here really clearly. This guy is gonna approach, and Emil Stolar is gonna take a pistol with his right hand. It's a silenced pistol. Left hand, he's gonna grab this advantage and try to like shoot him right below the neck. I'm gonna roll an attack for him. I'm definitely going to use those advantages that I placed. Damn, these results. That's a -2 for Emil Stolar's shooting skills are +2. That's a 0. I'm gonna spend these 2 advantages at once to get a total of a +4. That's really bad. The enemy is still gonna have a chance to defend himself. I'm gonna assume their fighting skill is 1. They are better at shooting and fighting. As a stretch, that's a 1 + 1, that's a 2, so 2 stress points in favor of Emil Stolar. I'm gonna make this guy be knocked off. Yeah. The others, of course, will notice, and an exchange is gonna begin. Let me put some action music for this situation. It's showtime. Everybody's gonna attack. These Advent Troopers are gonna act first. They're gonna spot at least Emil Stolar and Vittoria, maybe not yet Sarah Dalton. So attack mode. This guy is gonna paw them out and take cover behind some rubble here, and this one is gonna make a bigger run and position himself behind this rock. This one moves a little enough that he can open fire to Emil. So he's shooting. They're shooting. I'm gonna guess it's a +3. They are good shooters. +3 +2. It's a total of 5 against Emil Stolar, who's gonna roll athletics to defend. That's a -1 for his athletics. I'm gonna... Emil Stolar's athletics is just 1. So 1 -1 is 0. He's gonna take a total of 5 stress. That's really tough. So Emil Stolar is gonna take, mark down, a physical stress of 2 and 1. And he's gonna take the difference as a mild consequence. So bruised arm, laser shot. So he received a shot that hurt a lot. It's like, ow. And next is gonna be Sarah Dalton. She's gonna come here, take her pistol, laser pistol, and shoot at this guy over here. Sarah Dalton is not a shooter, I think. No, she's got 0 attacking. 0, 0, 0. That's not great. She's not a fighter. She's gonna try still. She rolled a 0 against the athletics defense of these guys, which is, I'm gonna assume, +1. +1 minus 1 is 0 against 0. She gets a boost. The boost this guy is gonna get is distracted. So the boost is by Sarah Dalton. A boost is something of one use, an advantage for the next turn. So this guy is distracted for now. Next is Vittoria Croce. She's gonna take cover with this box around here, and she's got, I think she's got some Psyker attacking. No, telekinetic burst +2 shoot when blasting with kinetic force. Of course, and she's got shooting too, so it's a total of 4 to use her Psyker power on this guy and burst his head off. Let's see how things go. 1 + 4 is a total of 5. The Advent is gonna defend against this with a -2 on his athletics. That's a total of -1. 5 against -1 is a total of 6. That's a success with a boost. I'm gonna place that boost here. Shocked. He's mentally shocked. That's pretty good. I'm gonna mark it with purple so it's known, and this gives 1 free usage. This guy has 3 stress boxes and can only take 1 consequence, so they're definitely, this is dying. It's like, there's no way this guy can survive a 6 stress. I think the GM will use 1 fate point, give it back to Vittoria Croce, and try to reduce this attack so it doesn't take that much damage. So it takes all of stress boxes. He's pretty bad injured, but still alive. Next is Emil Stolar. He's got a really bad hit. He's gonna take cover and try to finish off this guy here. That's a total of 1. Emil Stolar's got shoot 2, so it's a total of 3. This guy defends with athletics 1. That's a 0-3 against 0, and since Emil Stolar's bruised arm is gonna make a penalty for free, because the first time you get a consequence, the enemy's got a free usage on your disadvantage. It's gonna reduce the success from 3 to 1. Still, this was injured enough, so it's not enough. Unfortunately, this guy is also dead. Next is this one. He's distracted. It's got a... Didn't see this attack from Sarah Dalton from the side coming. And I wonder if he's gonna try to escape. I think not. He's gonna fight to the death. So he's gonna shoot this Vittoria Croce's Psyker. And he's get a 1 plus his 3 shooting. It's a 4 that Vittoria has to defend with her athletics. -2. I don't think... Vittoria has athletics 3, -2 is 1. This guy got 3 against 1, that's a 2. Stress boxes marked for Vittoria. The GM is gonna use Furious Attack aspect on this Advent and give him a +2. I'm gonna remove this fate point. I actually gave it to Vittoria, that's wrong. He's just spending the fate points. the GM side is spending to increase the impact on Vittoria's crosses defenses, getting a +2. So Vittoria's cross is gonna mark her stress. 3 total stress pass through. She's still unharmed, but she wouldn't hold another strike. Next, I'm gonna let Emil Stolar play. He's gonna move forward here and gonna attack this guy. He's got the distracted boost from Sarah still, so Emil Stolar's gonna make use of that. No, this is not Emil's dice. He's got a -1, Emil's shoot is +2, so it's only a total of 1 against the defense of 1 from these guys. That's also 0, 1 versus 0, he gets 1 stress. Emil Stolar's gonna make use of this boost to get it +3 stress. So this guy is about, not yet, but he's stunned pretty bad. Gonna paint them in red to mark them as injured. Sarah is gonna take the right side, gonna finish this guy off. She's not a good shooter, but she's got an advantage, right? That's a terrible roll, I won't even try. Vittoria steps on some rocks and she's kind of off the cover. So that's gonna be a boost in favor of the defender. Out of cover. So this guy is gonna try make use of that advantage. She's gonna turn and shoot at her. That's a -2 roll for the Advent Trooper, and Sarah needs to just beat -2 with 0 athletics. Huh. Where are Sarah's dice? Oh, here you are. Yeah, she beats it with just a 1. This guy is using out of cover, however, but that's not enough. So her being out of cover doesn't compensate for this guy's terrible shooting. The boost is gone. Now Vittoria's gonna finish this off. She's gonna take this opportunity to mentally control the Advent for a little while to get information out of them. It's gonna be a hard against his will. Their will is very weak, I would say, so I'm gonna roll. Her willpower is a 1d4 -1. That's a 3 -1. They have a willpower of 2. Vittoria is gonna push with her willpower to mentally control, just for a little while, this Advent. This is an important roll. That's a -1. It's not great. Her will is 4. So 4 -1 is 3. And his guy is defending with a +2. +2 is 0. 3 versus 2, still Vittoria wins. So I'm gonna calm down this music for a moment. Alright, so Vittoria, she raises herself up with her hands, concentrates a lot, and telepathically connects with this Advent Trooper, making him drop his weapons. She makes a sign to the others to stop firing and makes him walk slowly towards them. Vittoria faces this Advent Trooper and shows her the cube. First oracle question is gonna be, does the cube react to the proximity of the Advent Trooper? That's a 5, and a 1 stands for no possibly not. So the cube begins to vibrate, but it's so soft it seems even, or at least unrelated to this. She speaks mentally. Do you know what is this, trooper? In alien language. He answers 3 and 4. 3 is no. He does not know. Okay, so she's gonna ask, what are you looking for? What is he looking for? This is an oracle question for the what table. 2 and 4. A sensitive backstory. Alright, what I'm making out of this, they are not looking for the cube. They are looking for Lisa, the little child who found the cubicle in the first place. That's a pretty good plot twist. I'm gonna write this down because I did not expect this at all. Discovery 1. The aliens are looking for Lisa, the little girl who found and withstood the cubicle force in the first place, which makes a lot of sense. Now Vittoria starts to think and tries to connect the dots, and she realizes that the human body who died actually of a mental strike, because he was not injured when we found him. And it was the cubicle who killed this man, probably the one giving it to Lisa in the first place. As soon as Vittoria realizes this, she's gonna push her mental strength to make this Advent Trooper forget and leave. And so it happens. Emil Stolar is like looking from there, and Sarah also looking at Vittoria's powerful psychic powers, and the Advent Trooper leaves in the forest. With the combat finished, I'm gonna clean this up. The party reunites and they begin talking. What was that? I think Lisa is the key. What do you mean Lisa is the key? What does she have to do with any of these? The aliens are using the artifact just to try on humans. The dead body failed to resist. Lisa didn't fail. She's alive. They probably want her for experimentation. This makes a lot of sense. So this means the dead guy killed the alien before the cubicle killed him. That would explain that he didn't have any injuries on his body. And you said you found injuries on the alien body, right? Yes, from the left side, his armor was open and he was stabbed. Alright, then we should go back and protect Lisa, shouldn't we? Probably yes. I sent this alien back, but it's gonna be a while until they realize they were manipulated to do so. What should we do with the cubicle itself? We should give it to the XCOM. Can you communicate with them? Can he? I'm gonna ask an oracle. 9 and 9. Yes, unless our communications are disrupted from some reason, we should be able to reach out some line of communication with them. I can manage. Fine. My head hurts a lot. I'm not sure how long I can sustain the cubicle. What do you suggest we do with it? we should store it somewhere safe. In the encampment? I don't know, I think that might be dangerous. What if we leave it in the forest? That sounds like a bad idea. If the cubicle can't find its way out, they can also find it. This is a bad situation. We need to investigate what this thing is and how can we stop it. Maybe the little girl can stop it. Lisa, do you think she's a telepathic psyker like you? It's the only possible explanation. Let's head back. So, the party heads back to the encampment. I'm gonna roll for a scene check. Just to make sure nothing's happening there. 7 and a 7. On the scene check, a 7 is proceed as expected. So they come back to the camp. There are guards on the high towers. They open the door, and the characters and Joshua, the mayor of the encampment, approaches the party and asks, "What did you find out? What happened?" The aliens are looking for the little girl. We need to prepare some defenses. It's just a matter of time that they come to us. Yes, the little girl is somehow special to them. And the object was just a means to spot what kind of people can resist the object itself. I'm gonna roll for a scene proposal here, because I want to twist this with some sort of ideas. It's what's going on around everything. 3 and a 2. That's a challenge, a way to challenge the characters. The 2 is to resist or withstand. So at this point, Vittoria's cross is really struggling with the Kubiqule, and she's gonna receive another shocking force +4, if you remember. The Kryer Kubiqule is doing a shocking force attack of +4 to Vittoria for as long as she holds it. Vittoria defends with willpower at a -1. She will take 1 stress, but they cleared out the stress, I think. Or not, she's gonna take a mild consequence. Headache has gotten worse. This is a mental stress attack, and I forgot to cross the previous stress boxes from the previous rolls. So headache has gotten worse. Everybody sees Vittoria fallen down on her back and letting the Kubiqule go. Everybody's in shock. They look at the Kubiqule to see if something happens. And I'm gonna roll another scene to see what happens. That's a 6 and a 9. 6 is action of a relevant actor, and the 9 stands for... Need you out of my way. The 9 in the relevant actors is a choose one, and I think Lisa's gonna do something. Relevant actors, choose one. Lisa's gonna act here, and she's gonna come running, free herself from the hands of her mother, and pick up the Kubiqule as fast as she can. With that, Lisa's willpower, which turns out to be of +2, is going to receive a shocking force attack to see if she can keep hold of the Kubiqule. The little girl, which I think she deserves a picture. Right, so Lisa the girl is smashed against a wall. Her mother is crying. Joshua's keeping hold on her, and Emil Stolar is going to check on her, as Sarah, on the other hand, goes to check on Vittoria. I'm gonna roll 1 scene which represents the ending of the game. For sure, the aliens are going to attack the encampment. but at the same time something else will happen, which is a new scene prompt to give me such idea. 2 and 8 stands for a catalyst, and the catalyst is number 8, to learn more about an enemy. Going to open up the scene design of GUM Unfolding Machine and generate a battle for the ending of this one shot. That's gonna be 3 times d20. We've got 5. There is a slow to move terrain. 13 limited escape routes. And the composition is one of them grapples well. Give me 2 minutes to prepare a battle map. Alright, and we're back because I set up this combat battle map I took or generated from with the magic of AI. Fortunately, we have this capability, and we have here the encampment being surrounded by Advent as we had hoped. We have here up north Emil Stolar with the little girl Lisa, who is the target of the enemies as we figured, so he's gonna do his best to protect her. An Advent trooper is approaching from that side. There are some resistant forces fighting here. Sarah, Dalton and Vittoria, who is like currently actually knocked out because she didn't resist very much the physical damage, the mental damage that went from the Kubiqule, and some forces here opening fire here and there. But at the same time we have here a huge berserk, of which I'm definitely scared, because that's the big monster we're gonna have to confront. What about this monster? What we know, it's gonna have 1, 2 stress boxes to mark, and he can hold up to 1 consequence. So it's gonna be tough. We're gonna also set him up some stats. He's gonna have fight +6, gonna be pretty hard. Physique +3, and athletics is gonna have just 0 because he's gonna be probably easy to hit. For the others, we're gonna make them quite soft. They can just take 1 stress and they will fall. But so are our troopers. The round begins now with a fight in the end. First of all, Sarah Dalton is gonna try to assist Vittoria. Let me see what Sarah can do. She's got +2 crafts when applying first aid, so she's gonna roll crafts and try to bring back Vittoria to action. I'm missing Sarah's dice. Light blue dice should be somewhere. But I'm failing to see it in the board. Should be somewhere though. Okay, I give up. So I'm gonna take... Oops, wrong dice. Gonna take 4 dice for Vittoria. Sorry about that. That's a total of... I'm gonna reroll this. 3 for Vittoria. So for Sarah, she's going to be giving first aid to Vittoria. She's gonna patch her a stim pack and tell her, Vittoria, come, you have to move. We're being under attack. We need you. And she's like, what's going on? Sure. And this is gonna heal Vittoria's consequence and her physical stress and mental stress, bringing her back to life. Next, Emil Stolar is gonna protect the Lisa, and he's gonna place an advantage to have a defensive position around himself, but let me think a little bit. But Emil Stolar is gonna place an advantage to protect Lisa. That's not gonna be hard, so I'm gonna place an advantage automatically. Lisa, I got you. Yeah, so that's the advantage there, with just one usage for free. Next are going to be the assaulting guys. So as we know, these guys all have 3 shooting and 1 athletics. I'm gonna begin with this one. Gonna need enemy dice here. -3, he's gonna miss, but he's gonna take cover behind this fence. This one here is taking this barrel here position, gonna fire this guy. That's +1. The militia is defending with 1 athletic, -2. This guy is unfortunately dead. Oops, I didn't mean that far. Yeah, that's enough. These ones are going to take cover and hit this poor man over here. That's a -2 against a -3. -2 plus 3 is 1, and -3 plus 1 is -2. So this also is unfortunately fallen. This one is taking cover here and it's gonna shoot at healing Sarah. +3. They didn't last much. That's a 4 total for the attacker. Sarah's gonna defend with just a -1. That's terrible. What have you got? Sarah doesn't have any athletics. She's gonna take this stress. There's no way out of that. So Sarah is gonna take 4 1 of 3 and 1 of 1, marking the physical stress. That's a lot. She's betting on the fire, and she's gonna try to hunker down behind this place. Vittoria is trying to figure out what's going on. She's not going to attack first. This guy is gonna come here and he's gonna shoot at... I think he's gonna take cover behind this hut and gonna shoot to Emil Stolar. That's a -1, total of +2, and Emil Stolar's defending very much, very good, with a 3 plus his athletics of 1. That's a 4 against that attack. It's not going to do anything to him. Next, the militia forces. This guy is gonna be scared at this huge beast. It's gonna take some step back, 1 zone away, and try to open fire against this thing. It's gonna have a +3 attack, just like the Advent Troopers. With a -2, that's a terrible roll. Does nothing probably to this thing that has athletics 1, unless it rolls really bad. That's a -2 for it. That's not gonna happen, not gonna do anything of impact. This one here is going to cover Lisa as well. They all know that she's important. Gonna shoot at this Advent Trooper. That's 1 plus 3 is 4. Against 1, that's 3. Hits on this guy here who falls down. Take that, little bastard. Everybody's on fire. I'm gonna assume this guy over here is Joshua. Gonna give him the name. Gonna make him slightly stronger. He's like the mayor of the camp, so... yeah, and next is gonna be this beast who's gonna go and hit Joshua, smashing through these tables and supplies with not much permission. He's gonna smash. This thing roars his fury and deals a striking fight of +6. That's too much. I'm gonna lower that to a +5 to not kill everybody. And that beast is gonna have... gonna use a special dice for it. Colored red. Yeah. That's a -1 for this beast attack of +5. That's a total of +4 against Joshua, who's got athletics 2. 2 + 1 is 3. He still takes some stress. I'm gonna make him also 2 stress of 1 and 2. And he can hold 1 mild consequence at top at best. And he's got a stunt called Leadership Call. He can inspire his friends. But he's gonna get these 2 stress box marked. It's gonna be punched really bad. Smashes the beast against Joshua, who falls back. And rolls back with a lot of pain, but manages to stand up again with a lot of pain in him. Vittoria's not reacting this turn. Emil already put the defenses. Sarah was taking cover. She was aiding Vittoria, so that's the end of turn number 1. Round number 2, Vittoria can act first. She's gonna place a psychic shield force to protect everybody on a special range around 2 zones, more or less, if it's possible. That increases the difficulty, but why not? She's gonna paint a force shield around this area, like a big wall of purple force, something like here. And I'm gonna set the difficulty to 2d4 because of what she's trying. That's a 4 and a 1, so total difficulty of 5. She's gonna spend her willpower on this to set up this force shield, telepathic 1. She's got tons of fate. Yeah, let me check. She's gonna roll +4 against a difficulty of 5, sorry. Oops. That's a total of 0, so she rolls 4 against 5. She's failing. She will have to spend 1 fate point to pull all of her strength. Giving this to the GM. She places then an aspect called telekinetic wall. It's a very important thing. I'm gonna place it here and anybody can use it. It's got 1 free usage and the rest can be spent or utilized using fate points. Next is Sarah Dalton. She's gonna help with this side of the fight with Joshua. Gonna attack this guy here. No, this is her dice. She has attacks with 0 and this thing defends with +1. And this thing can't defend, so Sarah's not doing much. She should spend her efforts doing something more useful next time. And finally, Emil Stolar is gonna focus on this huge beast here. So much for our defenses. Emil Stolar is gonna make... It's gonna tell Lisa to hide inside the house. And he's gonna take cover and shoot. That's the best thing he can do at this time. We need to get this thing killed. His shoot is +2, I think, right? Shoot is +2 indeed. -2, that's a 0. And the beast is gonna defend with athletics +1. Gets it a total of 3. So Emil Stolar fails really bad. The beast is gonna be angry. And I wonder who's he attacking. Is he attacking? Gonna make this fast. So Vittoria is much more exposed here. And she's doing flashy lights. So this thing is gonna rage charge against Vittoria. Just make this thing a little bit smaller for convenience. Yeah. Attacking with fight +5. That's a total of 8. Wow. Vittoria is gonna defend with her athletics. That's a -2. That's a very, very bad roll. This thing is gonna succeed with very, very, very much style. But we will have to survive somehow. This berserker beast is smashing Vittoria with all of his strength. That's like, I don't know how much, but he did like an 8 against 1. That's a 7 stress. She's gonna spend this shield to reduce this to 5. And the rest she will take, I guess. Vittoria Cross is gonna take 5 stress boxes. Unfortunately not take any consequence, although the beast gets a boost. The boost is called Smash. I'm gonna paint it in red. And the beast's got a 1 inertia attack. And Vittoria's gonna be smashed, pushed back. And this thing is gonna cross the barrier without a lot of difficulty. Vittoria's having a rough time. The Advent Trooper's turns. This guy's gonna attack Joshua. Where are the gray dice? Gray dice. I cannot see you. This battle seems to go against our favor, if you ask me. That's +2 against Joshua's 2 athletics. He's got a 0, so 2 against 2. Joshua's cover is broken. Cover broken. That's also a red one to mark it's the enemies. That's a boost, so it's gonna be just 1 use, which is gonna be used by this guy, and it's attacking also Joshua. Let's see, why do I always lose the gray dice here? That's a total of attack of +1 plus their 3 shooting plus these 2 of this boost here. It's a total of 5 against Joshua's +2 athletic. He's gonna take 3 stress, which was marked already, so he's gonna take 1 mild consequence. Joshua's hurt on the leg. So he takes a blast in the leg and he begins to crawl back to survive for his life. I'm gonna mark over this. Okay, that doesn't help much. But I meant to strike down this text. I guess I can't. I want to mark it as used. I guess this way. And next is gonna be the resistant forces. So George was pretty hurt. He can still fire. Who else is alive? There's nobody else alive. Come on. It cannot be so few. I'm gonna spawn some more reinforcements somewhere here on this tower. And someone probably coming from the north gate. So this one is taking cover behind this. Gonna shoot at the beast. With all of their strength. +3 shooting. That's a 0 against the beast's athletic of 1. The beast rolls a bad athletics, fortunately. So 0 against -2. It's 2 stresses for the beast. That's good. I'm gonna make the beast take 2 consequences before dying. It's not so weak. The other guy in the tower is gonna shoot down at this. I think this wasn't dead. Might have hit it with the dice. Let's see how this goes. 3 plus 1 is 4 against the defense of 2. It takes 1 stress. This thing is dead. As it was. What else? This guy didn't act probably. I wonder if he could kill Joshua, right? If it approaches, moves 1 zone here, takes cover and hits Joshua on the side. That could be the end of Joshua. That's a +1 plus his 3 shooting. Joshua's got athletics 2. He rolls very good, however, so got a 5. He manages to cover behind some bags as he sees the shooting from this side. Pew, pew. Alright, round number 2 is ended. Round number 3. Vittoria stands up. She's gonna burst and smash this huge beast with her telekinetic burst, finally. This is a total of +4 and +1 is 5 against the beast's willpower. I guess willpower. This beast will be 1. So let's see how it goes against a 5. Oof, that's a lot of damage. So the beast is targeted with a telekinetic force, the -3. So 5 against 3 is a success with a boost. This telekinetic force smashes the beast backwards, pushes it away as Vittoria concentrates and focuses on damaging this thing. And the very big beast takes a large consequence. It's totally stunned. Which gives everybody a boost against it. She says, no, no. And Emil Stolar is gonna aim and shoot. Emil Stolar gets a 2 + 2 shooting against the beast's 2 athletics against -1 is a 3 stress. Plus using this boost of the beast being stunned, that actually gives another consequence. The beast loses lost arm and falls dead. I guess we only need to kill one of the Advent Troopers bosses. but they should stagger now and begin to fall back if things are as expected. So as the large beast falls down, the Advent troopers start to fall back while keeping fire. Joshua stands up with his injured leg and opens fire here and there, and the reinforcements from the north also support the PCs to cover the fight and probably fight against incoming Advent troopers from this side as well, this guy from the tower. And eventually the Advent troopers all fall back, ending the battle. With this, we buy enough time for Emil Solar to call XCOM and inform the XCOM forces that we have a hold of a powerful alien artifact and need immediate reinforcements. To conclude this game and one shot here, the XCOM forces eventually arrive and they extract the powerful artifact as well as Lisa. Lisa goes with the XCOM forces as they declare her a tactical resource for the fight against the alien. How will Lisa forward go from here? How will this encampment resist future attacks from the aliens? That's an open question for future sessions. With that, thank you for watching. If you made it this far, it was a very combat heavy scene and session, but we have a conclusion. And I'm happy to say it was a lot of fun. This is Jensen Vars. Please share what you think about this kind of games. Thank you to the community for supporting me playing solo. This is Tabletop Simulator configured to play on Fate, plot unfolding machine which had little but important interference, and game unfolding machine to help me with certain details around. It was an interesting plot. I think Lisa's child was from the very first scene important in the game. The characters discarded some strange mystery, found a dead body, a dead alien. The mystery was resolved as everything was around Lisa's Psyker abilities to keep control of the Kubiqule which tried to escape. Afterwards, the aliens came to pick up Lisa, not the artifact, which was just a catalyst to find the right human person to make who knows what experiments on humankind. Fortunately, XCOM forces came to the aid to take care of the Kubiqule, which, with the help of Vittoria Croce almost costing her mind, was kept under control. With that said, thank you so much and see you in the next games. Bye bye.